In 1889, Paul Mauser developed a rifle that was the predecessor to the 90 and the 91 Mauser. It was the 89. The Belgians adopted that. One of the great inventions of Paul Mauser was the stripper clip, and that was incorporated into the Model 89 and virtually all the Mausers after that. And the stripper clip was just a stamped sheet metal piece with a spring in it that holds some cartridges. This piece right here. Many of you are wondering, what's a K98K? I just mentioned that that's what this one was. The K98K just stands for Carabiner 98K. The K at the end means Kurtz, which is short. The gun is all basically the same. There are minor differences in barrel length, carbines versus rifles, and these changed over the years as they were made, but the basic gun is the same. The Mauser 98 design has been built in so many countries. I got two firing pins here. The one with the spring is a 98 standard and has what we call the safety flange. At least that's what I call it. This protrusion here, if I turn it sideways, you can see here and here. Turn it on the side. You can see how we've been relieved on both sides. Now this other firing pin is an early firing pin. The very early 98s, prior to 1901 or so, had this kind of firing pin. What this does, ease it forward. Comes right off. Now a lot of guys, I've seen this done, I've seen extractors broken. That's the reason I do it that way. Now a lot of guys will take it, they'll rotate it to the top, they will wedge a screwdriver in here, twist the screwdriver so it cams it up, and then force it off and forward. It does the same thing, but I don't like wedging that screwdriver in here and popping things around. I like the other method. Let me show you the good method one more time. Rotate it around. Is the trigger. The trigger is again, it's a Mauser trigger. I don't want anybody getting confused. You have your sear and your trigger and one spring, just like the standard 98, except instead of the spring being in the sear this way, pushing against the bottom of the receiver, the spring is here in this housing, pressing against this piece here. I'm going to take it apart just so you can see it. It does exactly the same thing as the standard 98. Now see, a 98 would just fall off. This doesn't fall off. Now why is that? It's because the spring. Probably one of the neatest little accessories that I've seen for the K98Ks that they came out with during the war is what they call the winter trigger. Fits on the trigger here, rotates this way. I'll turn it over and show you how this fits on here and how it operates. Now the gun